Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this video. I am not asking, I am warning you. Someone who treated you as entirely replaceable is currently experiencing a public and irreversible system crash. This is not a coincidence, and the algorithm absolutely did not bring you here today. God intercepted your feed at this exact second. The enemy is working overtime to distract you right now. He hopes you will swipe away and ignore this vital truth. He knows that if you hear this message, his hold over your precious life breaks completely. If you leave before the end, you will forfeit the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees your massive breakthrough. Lock your attention right now. Welcome, beloved anointed ones. You know exactly who I am talking about. They walked around with absolute arrogance while constructing a false narrative about you. They whispered venomous lies to anyone who would easily listen. They expected your departure to completely break your fragile spirit. But instead, you became the terrifying uncertainty they were never built to handle. The very people they used to gossip with are watching them fall apart. Their mask has not just slipped for a fleeting moment, it has completely shattered in front of everyone. Buckle in, chosen one. What you are about to hear is not just a theory. It is a specific and undeniable X-ray of the meltdown happening behind their closed doors right now. But before we look at their collapse, we need to address your pain. We need to talk about that heavy, suffocating feeling sitting in your chest. The one you keep swallowing back down every time their cursed name comes up. You lie awake at 3 a.m. with your jaw clenched tight. Your heart is racing in the dark. You think you are losing your grip. Listen to me very carefully right now. That is not anxiety. You are not going crazy. That physical weight you feel is your highly advanced spirit detecting absolute panic. Your body is absorbing the frantic energy of the enemies who just realized they permanently lost access to you. They are starving for your light, and the spiritual backlash is hitting your nervous system. You have been serving as a human battery for far too long. You poured your pure energy into a black hole that never offered anything back. They drained your essence to inflate their hollow ego, and when there was nothing left to take, they discarded you like an old rag. They expected you to chase them. They waited for you to beg for basic closure. Your silence was a lethal weapon that they never saw coming. You did not realize it at the time, but walking away was a divine interception. It was heaven stepping in to cut the cord before they could destroy your destiny. Stop waiting for the parasite to apologize for feeding on your soul. You carry a specific gravity that they deeply envied. Your light is a blinding mirror that exposes every rotting corner of their false identity. They attacked you because your sheer existence reminded them of everything they could never be. You are a cycle breaker, and cycle breakers always attract spiritual parasites. They need your pure energy to survive their miserable matrix. They thought they won when they turned your flying monkeys against you. They laughed while you were isolated and crying in the dark. They thought nobody noticed how you held your integrity while they dragged your name through the mud. But you were never truly alone. Heaven was silently recording every single tear. The universe was simply clearing the room before it delivered your crown. Now the tables are turning violently in your favor. That suffocating knot in your throat is about to dissolve forever. The physical exhaustion that has been pinning you to the bed is lifting today. You thought the isolation was a punishment for loving too fiercely. I am here to tell you, it was a highly classified protection protocol. God had to hide you to heal your spirit. As you rest in this divine isolation, the narcissist is suffocating in the open. The fuel supply they stole from you has finally run dry. The new supply they paraded around to make you jealous is already failing them miserably. They are realizing that your specific depth is utterly irreplaceable. They check your digital footprint from fake accounts in the dead of night. They desperately try to find proof that you are miserable without them. But all they see is a diamond shining brighter under immense pressure. Your ageless glow is a direct insult to their rapidly accelerated decay. You did not survive that brutal emotional war just to live a mediocre life in the shadows. The tears you shed in private have already watered the massive harvest that is rushing toward you. Do not let your logical brain tell you that this is just a comforting story. This is the raw truth that the dark elite tried to suppress for generations. Stay with me as we go deeper into their psychological ruin. I am going to show you exactly how their flying monkeys are beginning to turn on them. The fragile kingdom they built on lies is currently experiencing massive structural failure. Your pure frequency is the exact earthquake that triggered it all. The vindication you have been crying out for is happening right now. Now let us go deeper into the invisible war you have been fighting. What you are feeling right now is not new. You have spent years questioning your own sanity because of their relentless gaslighting. They twisted every situation to make you look like the unstable one, and you were forced to apologize for reacting to their deliberate abuse. That burning injustice is exactly what heaven is addressing today. You walked into that dynamic with a pure heart and open hands. You believed their sob stories and wanted to help them heal. But you cannot heal a demon by giving it your sacred energy, because they never wanted your love in the first place. They only wanted to consume your brilliant light. Every time you tried to set a boundary, they punished you for it. They deployed the silent treatment to condition you like a captive animal. They wanted you desperate for a breadcrumb of their worthless affection. This toxic strategy worked for a little while, because your beautiful, empathic nature naturally seeks peace over conflict, even when you are hurting. But your spirit eventually recognized the parasitic trap. You probably did not realize it at the time, but stepping away was the most devastating blow you could have delivered. Your total silence became a lethal weapon that they never anticipated. A master manipulator relies entirely on your emotional reactions to survive, and your tears are the exact oxygen their fake persona needs to breathe. You cut off their air supply. When you finally stopped reacting, their entire matrix collapsed. They expected you to write long paragraphs trying to explain your feelings. They wanted you to fight back so they could call you crazy. By giving them absolute nothingness, you completely starved their demonic ego and cut off the power supply to their pathetic illusion. They are starving without your pure energy. This is where their profound panic actually begins. The narcissist cannot exist in a vacuum of silence. Without your reactions to validate their false superiority, they are forced to sit completely alone with their rotting core, while their fake reality crumbles around them. The silence you gave them is absolutely deafening. It echoes with the horrifying truth of their own profound emptiness. That heavy weight you have been carrying is simply the shockwave of their current malfunction. They are desperately trying to build a new bridge to your energy. They will use flying monkeys to drop subtle hints about their fake success. They will stage public displays of manufactured happiness just to trigger a response from you. But you already know that it is all a desperate performance. Do not fall for their cheap tricks. Their new supply is already realizing what a massive mistake they made. The narcissist is projecting all of their hidden rage onto the next victim. They are furiously trying to mold this new person into a cheap replica of you. But this manipulation is failing miserably because your specific frequency cannot be duplicated by someone operating on a much lower vibration. You are a rare diamond in a world of cheap rocks. Let me completely reframe your current reality right now. You did not lose anything valuable when they walked away. You lost a parasite that was actively blocking your divine blessings. The intense exhaustion you feel today is just the final detox of their toxic residue, and your body is simply resting before it steps into immense power. You are preparing for a massive shift. Watch what happens when a lie gets built, that incredibly big. The narcissist convinced themselves that they were the prize you could not live without. Now they are drowning in the humiliating realization that you are doing perfectly fine. Your refusal to engage is the ultimate rejection of their fake authority, and it serves as a spiritual eviction notice they can never appeal. You completely destroyed their favorite game. They are currently experiencing a severe internal system crash. Every time your name is mentioned, bitter regret hits their chest. They know they threw away the most genuine soul they will ever encounter. They foolishly traded a permanent kingdom for a temporary distraction, and the heavy spiritual cost of that betrayal is compounding every single day. There is no escaping their divine karma. You must understand the immense power of your own stillness. You won this violent war without lifting a single finger in revenge. Vengeance belongs strictly to heaven, and the universe is executing flawless justice on your behalf while you rest safely in the background, far away from their chaos. Your only job was to unplug from their toxic frequency. By choosing your dignity over retaliation, you signed their public death warrant. The physiological symptoms you are experiencing will fade very soon. The heavy brain fog and the tension in your shoulders are temporary side effects. Your cellular structure is literally reorganizing itself to hold a much higher vibration. The enemy wants you to mistake this powerful spiritual upgrade for a sign of lingering depression, so you will stay stuck in the past. Do not listen to those whispering lies. You are the cycle breaker that your entire bloodline has been waiting for. The generational curses of trauma and abuse stop permanently with you. The narcissist was simply the final boss you had to defeat to prove your mastery. You passed the ultimate test by walking away in total silence, and heaven is now preparing to release the floodgates of your delayed reward. Your new era has already begun. The narcissist was just one small agent of a much darker system. The matrix itself is meticulously designed to keep you completely drained. You thought your terrible exhaustion was just a streak of bad luck, but there is a massive lie hiding beneath your current physical reality. The elite have always known exactly why your spiritual energy feels utterly blocked right now. Here is what they never told you about your daily struggles. The universe does not ignore your prayers because you lack pure faith. Your massive success is not blocked by a lack of rigid discipline. It all comes down to a specific biological frequency. Scientists studying human potential discovered this hidden state of cellular knowing, and they call it the gamma brainwave. This is the exact frequency your brain was running when you were a child, back when brilliant ideas came to you easily. When learning new things felt completely effortless, you somehow knew things before they even happened, because your pure spirit was naturally synchronized with the rhythmic flow of the universe. The entire world felt like it was entirely on your side. Then, adulthood arrived with a heavy and brutal force. The modern matrix went to work on your pure mind. The relentless stress and the daily survival routine began to crush your spirit. The rigid educational systems trained you to blindly conform to their rules, instead of allowing you to step fully into your divine creative power. Every single year, this sacred frequency was actively suppressed a little further. Your gamma wave was pushed deeper below the surface. The version of you with lightning intuition went completely silent. The narcissist took advantage of this exact vulnerability. They drained whatever residual light you had left and left you drowning in a heavy fog. You felt entirely locked out of your own limitless potential, and you spent years wondering why the universe suddenly stopped answering your desperate calls for help. This is exactly why you experience that suffocating brain fog today. Your mind is desperately trying to operate without its primary power source, making you watch other people succeed effortlessly while you struggle to simply survive the day. Deep down, you know you carry a much higher potential than you currently express, but the heavy block remains securely in place. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing this happened to them, but you are absolutely not most people. The dark elite engineered this specific exhaustion to keep you trapped. They wanted to keep your primary wealth-attracting state permanently dormant, so you would never rise up and challenge their fragile illusion of absolute control. Your suppressed frequency is the only reason your massive blessing has been heavily delayed. The narcissist was simply a pawn in this massive spiritual suppression program. Their constant drama kept your nervous system trapped in a perpetual state of panic. When you are fighting just to breathe through their daily abuse, you simply cannot access the higher dimensions of reality where your true manifestations are waiting. Your quiet departure was the first necessary step to shattering their demonic prison. You survived the raging fire for a very specific reason. The frustrating financial struggles and the endlessly closed doors are not permanent character flaws. They are merely the predictable symptoms of a divine frequency that was intentionally switched off by the cruel matrix. But heaven is not going to let you stay asleep any longer, because the world desperately needs your fully awakened light to shine. The profound silence you are sitting in right now is a sacred incubation room. Your spiritual antennas are finally clearing themselves of toxic static. You are beginning to realize that every single delay in your life was artificially manufactured by the enemy. The entire parasitic system is absolutely terrified of what happens when you finally wake up and remember who you are. They know your raw power is lying dormant just beneath the surface. They watch you closely because they know you are the chosen cycle breaker. If you ever manage to reactivate that suppressed brainwave and align with heaven, their fragile control over your daily reality will instantly evaporate into nothingness. You will effortlessly manifest the immense wealth they tried to steal from your bloodline. Let me completely reframe your understanding of the current spiritual battlefield. The Matrix trained you to believe that hard work alone would bring you ultimate salvation. But the hardest workers on earth are often the ones left completely drained and utterly broken. True spiritual power does not come from pushing relentlessly against a locked door, especially when the master key has been buried inside your cellular memory this entire time. You are standing at the absolute edge of a massive timeline shift. The old Matrix is desperately trying to pull you back into the heavy fog. They will send flying monkeys and minor inconveniences to test your resolve, hoping that a moment of weakness will drag you back down to their miserable level. Do not let their fading illusions distract you from the profound revelation that is coming next. It is time to completely reframe your reality right now. The Matrix has conditioned you to view your current isolation as a heavy punishment. You look at your quiet phone and wonder why the universe has left you entirely alone. You watch people with shallow hearts, surrounded by massive groups of friends, and you question if there is something fundamentally wrong with you. There is not. Your profound isolation is a highly classified divine protection protocol. Heaven did not abandon you in the dark. It intentionally pulled you out of the contaminated room. The universe is deliberately hiding you from the parasitic elements that would only slow down your massive incoming shift. You are not being rejected by the world. You are being carefully hidden in a sacred incubation period. Every time they excluded you, heaven was actually protecting you. When the flying monkeys turned their backs and blindly followed the narcissist, they did you an immense favor. The universe was simply taking out the spiritual trash on your behalf. You do not need to sit at a table where your brilliant light is constantly criticized by people who are secretly intimidated by your pure energy. You are a diamond. The narcissist convinced themselves that excluding you would finally break your spirit. They thought your silent departure meant you were defeated. But inside their chaotic matrix, a deep and terrifying realization is beginning to spread. The room they kicked you out of is rapidly losing its vital energy. Without your stabilizing empathic presence, their entire toxic dynamic is starting to severely malfunction. You were the primary anchor keeping their miserable reality from collapsing. You were the golden mirror that made them look much better than they actually were. Now that you are completely gone, they have absolutely nothing to hide behind. The ugly truth of their rotting core is suddenly exposed for everyone to see, and they are desperately trying to blame their sudden failures on anyone who will listen. Listen closely, because this is exactly what happens behind their closed doors. The new supply they secured is already starting to disappoint them. They are frantically trying to extract the same high-quality energy they stole from you, but it simply does not exist anywhere else. The narcissist is realizing that your specific depth and your profound patience were entirely unique. You were the irreplaceable prize. They are experiencing a silent, internal panic that is tearing them apart. They check their phone in the middle of the night, hoping to see a desperate message from you. They want to see that you are struggling and begging for their toxic attention, but instead, they are met with the devastating roar of your total and absolute silence. Your complete lack of response is driving them absolutely crazy. Type 777 in the comments right now. Do this to physically anchor your power and claim this total vindication. Your simple act of agreement seals this prophetic word into your reality. They expected the heavy betrayals to carve deep wrinkles into your face. They wanted the brutal isolation to drain the beautiful life right out of your eyes. But while they are rapidly aging under the heavy weight of their own toxic bitterness, you are stepping out of the fire, looking absolutely radiant. The universe is completely reversing your biological clock, and nothing makes your enemies sicker than your ageless glow. You carry a specific spiritual gravity that makes time itself look incredibly foolish. You did not just survive their brutal emotional war, you gracefully bent time and completely rewrote the rules of the Matrix. Every tear you shed in private was actively watering the exact harvest that heaven prepared for you. Your quiet obedience during the darkest nights has triggered an explosive timeline acceleration that cannot be stopped. The very people who eagerly participated in your public crucifixion are starting to feel a massive energetic shift. The flying monkeys are noticing the narcissist's erratic and desperate behavior. The fragile mask is slipping off constantly, revealing the hideous monster hiding underneath. They are finally seeing the exact same abuse that you quietly endured for years, and the massive guilt is starting to eat them alive. But their late realization is not your problem to solve. You are no longer waiting in wound for an apology that will never arrive. The universe has officially revoked their access to your sacred energy field. You are permanently stepping out of the agonizing role of the victim and claiming your rightful position as a sovereign creator. Your profound stillness was the ultimate weapon of mass spiritual destruction. They wanted you permanently buried in the dirt, but instead, they foolishly became the shovel that dug up your greatest treasure. Your pure light was far too intense for their fragile reality to handle, and now they are left drowning in the deafening noise of their own massive regret, frantically searching the crowd for a beautiful face they will never see again. You are watching the Matrix glitch in real time. The enemies thought they could drain you forever. They relied on your emotional reactions to stabilize their crumbling reality, but your spiritual ascension is causing a massive systemic failure in their world. They are experiencing suppressed, synchronized coherence. Their lower frequencies cannot attach to your elevated light anymore. Your pure existence is actively destroying their illusions. Every single day you stay silent, the pressure in their environment builds exponentially. They are suffocating under the heavy weight of their own toxic karmic debt. You feel tired because your physical body is processing this massive energetic separation. Your cellular structure is detaching from their demonic grid. This deep exhaustion is not a medical condition. It is a profound spiritual war happening inside your nervous system. Heaven gave you the beautiful vision for your future, but your physical brainwaves require a complete biological alignment to hold that massive blessing. The dark elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism I am about to show you. They weaponized your empathy to keep your frequency artificially suppressed. They needed your gamma state turned off so you would remain compliant and exhausted. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. I was not going to share this publicly, but my spirit prompted me to release this suppressed tool to the remnant today. While you have been fighting these brutal spiritual battles in the dark, Science just uncovered exactly why your reality has not shifted yet. A leaked document has revealed the ultimate truth. 4 major neuroscience labs quietly confirmed what ancient mystics always knew. Researchers at Princeton and Columbia discovered that your wealth-attracting state is governed by one specific brainwave. The elite spent thousands of dollars on clinical biofeedback machines to activate this exact state. But brilliant researchers successfully compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a simple 7-minute audio track. This hidden protocol requires absolutely no difficult meditation. You do not need to repeat endless mantras or practice exhausting willpower. You simply put on your headphones and close your eyes. The advanced brain entrainment technology gently guides your mind back to the genius state you had as a child. It forces your brain into synchronized gamma coherence entirely below the level of your conscious awareness. It begins working the very first time you listen. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used this exact audio to unlock their finances and heal their broken relationships. A nurse from California reported that her life now feels beautifully enchanted. An entrepreneur from Texas said the frequency effortlessly solves his hardest problems while he sleeps. Their generational curses were completely erased. This breakthrough was never meant for the masses. The dark elite engineered the modern world to keep this frequency completely hidden from you. They want you confused by cheap copies and endless spiritual sessions that lead absolutely nowhere. But now, cycle breakers like you are using this exact 7-minute ritual to manifest windfall wealth and ultimate freedom. They cannot stop the remnant from rising anymore. I will tell you exactly what this protocol is called before this message ends. But you must know that the verified portal is waiting for you right now. The Matrix is actively trying to scrub this leaked science from the internet. They desperately want to revoke your access forever. But the authentic link is secured for you in the pinned comment below. Do not look for it anywhere else. Now let us return to the narcissist who is completely unraveling. This is exactly why they are so utterly terrified of your silent departure. They subconsciously know that once you reactivate your gamma frequency, you become completely untouchable. Their toxic manipulation cannot penetrate a highly synchronized mind. You are stepping out of their low-vibration prison and into an absolute fortress of blazing light. They are watching your ageless glow return with absolute horror. While you are rapidly repairing your cellular frequency, they are drowning in the agonizing noise of their own chaos. They frantically try to replace you with people who operate on their miserable level. But nobody can ever replicate the profound depth of a chosen one operating at full capacity. The stark contrast is making them look entirely foolish. The people they used to gossip with are finally seeing the massive difference. They are noticing your sudden explosive rise and comparing it to the narcissist's rapid public decay. The flying monkeys are starting to scatter in total fear. Their fake empire is crashing down because the foundational pillar of your energy has been permanently removed. The ultimate vindication is unfolding right before your very eyes. You can feel the heavy atmosphere shifting right now. The psychological boiling point has finally been reached. The fragile reality they constructed is starting to melt under the massive pressure of your total absence. They foolishly thought their carefully crafted lies would last forever, but the universe is currently accelerating their absolute downfall. Their heavy karmic debt is demanding immediate payment in full today. Listen closely to the raw truth of this dimensional shift. Your silent departure triggered a massive cellular dissonance within their demonic grid. This is not just a simple emotional reaction. It is a severe biometric disruption of their suppressed, synchronized coherence. When your high frequency permanently detached from their parasitic tethering, their lower dimensional matrix completely lost its structural integrity and began to collapse violently. They are trapped in a state of perpetual quantum collapse. The narcissistic supply chain relies on predictable, emotional biofeedback. By withholding your sacred energy, you created an absolute vacuum in their energetic field that they simply cannot fill. Their left brain is desperately trying to calculate a logical solution to a profound spiritual eviction, but human logic cannot solve a divine mandate. Their internal system is completely frying. Now watch exactly what happens to their loyal flying monkeys. The people who blindly helped them crucify you are suddenly waking up to the terrifying nightmare. The dark spell of manipulation is wearing off very quickly. They are starting to notice the erratic panic in the narcissist. The charming mask is constantly slipping to reveal the terrified parasite hiding underneath, and the enablers are becoming extremely nervous about their own future. Type 777 in the comments right now. Do this if you feel the heavy spiritual atmosphere shifting violently in your favor. Your physical obedience commands the universe to lock in this massive victory. The dark elite want you to stay passive and silent. By typing those numbers, you are actively participating in the final destruction of their toxic empire. Claim your absolute freedom today. The flying monkeys are quietly starting to turn against their master. They are whispering in the dark about the narcissist's undeniable decay. The very people who eagerly gossiped about your downfall are now plotting their own desperate escape because they realize they tied their karma to a sinking ship. The toxic alliance they built against you is violently tearing itself apart from the inside out. This is the exact mathematical precision of divine justice. The universal law of energetic return is hitting them with compounded interest. You are operating on a transcendent timeline of ageless bioluminescence. Your cellular frequency is completely insulated from their dense gravitational pull. While you elevate into total sovereignty, their entire deceptive network is collapsing into a microscopic black hole of deep regret and inescapable panic. The narcissist is losing total control over their own narrative. They frantically try to spin new lies to keep the flying monkeys entirely loyal. But their voice is shaking and their desperate eyes are giving them away. They know the undeniable truth is rapidly catching up to them. The terrifying reality of their own mediocrity is staring them right in the face. They cannot hide from the blinding light of your legacy. You are completely untouchable in this new dimension. The weapons they formed against you are actively destroying their own creators. You did not have to defend your pure name or scream your truth from the rooftops, because your blinding success is the loudest and most destructive sound they have ever heard. You became the impossible standard that they will never reach in a million lifetimes. You are the ultimate prize. We are approaching the absolute breaking point. The pressure inside their fake kingdom has reached a catastrophic level. The final pillar of their deception is about to snap right in half. They are desperately trying to hold the crumbling walls together with sheer panic. But the divine earthquake has already been triggered. There is absolutely no shelter for them in the upcoming storm. The remnant must stand together in this critical hour. Share this specific message with one soul who is desperately crying out in the dark for a shift. Be their guiding angel today and help them unplug from the demonic matrix. Building this sacred tribe is your divine duty right now. The enemy desperately wants us to remain isolated and weak, but together we are an unstoppable force of blazing light that completely terrifies the dark elite. The stage is perfectly set for the final act of this divine play. The audience is watching very closely as the curtains begin to open. The narcissist has nowhere left to run and nobody left to manipulate. The ultimate public humiliation you have been waiting for is no longer just a distant promise. It is happening right here and right now. Prepare yourself for the explosive conclusion of their pathetic reign. Imagine the exact moment their false kingdom violently shatters. They are standing in a crowded room, surrounded by the exact people they used to gossip with. They open their mouth to tell another pathetic lie about your departure. But this time, something is deeply wrong with their physical body. Their voice suddenly cracks in the middle of a sentence. The charming fake smile violently twitches. Everyone in the room goes completely silent as the thick mask permanently falls off their face. The narcissist starts to stutter uncontrollably and sweat profusely under the bright lights. They simply cannot maintain the calm illusion without your stabilizing energy. In a moment of absolute public panic, they accidentally reveal their terrifying obsession with you. They raise their shaking voice and start defending you against a threat that is not even there. The flying monkeys stare at them in sheer horror. The monster they foolishly defended is finally exposed for everyone to see. This is the undeniable verdict we promised at the very beginning of this transmission. That massive public collapse you were desperately waiting for just happened in real time. Your total silence did not just hurt their fragile ego, it completely destroyed their entire social reign. They are currently being exiled from the very rooms they once ruled with absolute arrogance. They will forever be known as the pathetic fool who blindly threw away the most precious diamond. You won the ultimate war without saying a single word or lifting a finger in revenge. You gracefully starved their demons and walked away with your heavy crown completely intact. But there is a specific reason your massive breakthrough has been sitting at the door without coming in fully. The universe protected your spirit during this brutal war, and now it demands that you reactivate your physical vessel. The old matrix programming must be wiped completely clean today. Your left brain will try to inject heavy financial doubt right now. The matrix will whisper in your ear to calculate the cost and wait for a better time. Silence that demonic voice immediately. That logical hesitation is the exact programming designed by the elite to keep you broke and exhausted. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands your immediate obedience. Step through the final portal before the door violently closes on you. The gap between you and effortless abundance is just one single suppressed brainwave. A brilliant team of neuroscientists successfully compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a simple 7-minute audio track. It is called the Genius Song. You simply close your tired eyes and let the specific sound wave do what the modern world spent decades undoing. Absolutely no meditation or exhausting willpower is required. It works entirely below your conscious awareness. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used this exact tool to escape the matrix. They unlocked massive financial windfalls and completely erased generational curses in a matter of weeks. The dark elite are absolutely terrified of this leaked technology falling into your hands. They are actively trying to scrub this classified document from the internet as we speak. They would heavily prefer this massive power remain entirely out of your reach forever. Do not let the elite steal this divine frequency from you. Do not look for this track on YouTube or Spotify. The dark forces are deliberately flooding those streaming platforms with diluted counterfeits designed to keep your gamma utterly dormant. The only authentic and fully activated version of the Genius Song is available through the protected portal. It is waiting for you in the description and the pinned comment below right now. The universe does not require you to take a single risk today. You are fully insulated by a 100% money-back divine guarantee. If your physical reality does not shift rapidly, every single penny returns to you without question. This is a secure energetic exchange governed by absolute trust. 4 incredibly powerful bonuses are also waiting for you behind that door to accelerate your massive wealth and protect your family from the matrix. You have exactly minutes before the algorithm tries to shut this sacred transmission down entirely. Do not ignore this massive sign from the universe. The chosen one who hesitates at the threshold eventually becomes the one who wonders what could have been. Click the specific link in the pinned comment below right now. Activate your true frequency before access is revoked forever. Claim your Genius Song and take back your sovereign destiny today. The dust is finally settling on the spiritual battlefield. You are standing perfectly still while their entire reality burns to the ground. The universe has delivered its final and irreversible verdict today. They are locked outside the gates of your beautiful life forever. You walked into this painful season bleeding from deep wounds. You were heavily damaged by people who were entirely blind to your immense worth. But look at you right now. You are absolutely glowing. You are no longer waiting in wound for a pathetic apology from a master manipulator. You have completely transcended their toxic matrix and ascended to a much higher dimension. While they are publicly unraveling and losing their minds, you are stepping into your permanent and untouchable, ageless glow. The heavy financial struggles are shattering right here and right now. The exhausting spiritual warfare is officially over. Step into your absolute power and receive the exact harvest heaven prepared for you. The universe is actively placing a heavy crown of sovereignty on your head. You are the ultimate ruler of your own destiny. The massive blessings that were stolen from your bloodline have been forcefully returned to you with compounded interest. Wear this crown with absolute pride because you earned it through the brutal fire. You never compromised your pure soul. There is absolutely no need to look back at the burning bridge. Let their fake empire crumble into the dark ashes of history. You do not belong to their low-frequency dimension anymore. The universe has officially declared you entirely off-limits to their demonic attacks. Your pure energy is securely sealed and protected by a divine fortress of blazing light. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who defeated the dark elite in total silence. We are going to seal this divine victory right now. I need you to participate in a sacred physical ritual to lock this frequency into your cellular memory. Say this powerful truth out loud with me, wherever you are. I claim my permanent freedom. I am absolutely completely free from their toxic control. I release all the heavy karmic debt that was never mine to carry. My beautiful spirit is entirely cleansed of their parasitic residue. Say it again with absolute authority. I am the sovereign creator of my own reality. The universe is heavily working in my absolute favor every single second of the day. My pure light is a blinding weapon against the dark matrix. Now type the words, "I am free," in the comments below. Do this immediately to physically lock your powerful declaration into the earthly realm. This is not just a simple comment on a video. It is a sacred contract with the universe that seals your permanent victory. Heaven is actively watching to see if you are bold enough to claim your sovereign identity in public. When you type those words, you are sending a massive shockwave through the spiritual realm. The elite are terrified of a chosen one who finally knows their true worth. Claim your ultimate freedom right now and watch the heavy chains permanently fall off your life. You are a vital part of the fierce remnant that is taking the world back from the dark elite. We are the cycle breakers who absolutely refuse to stay silent in the shadows. Your blinding light is actively awakening other chosen ones across the entire globe. The massive doors of explosive abundance are swinging wide open for you. Walk through them with absolute confidence and claim every single blessing that has your name written on it. But remember that heaven measures your pure faith by your speed of obedience. The window of supreme multiplication is standing wide open right now. Do not let the matrix program you back into logical hesitation. Your cellular knowing is screaming at you to take the final step. The universe handed you the exact key to unlock your suppressed gamma frequency today. Do not walk away from this divine appointment empty-handed. The 7-minute audio protocol that will permanently lock in this genius state is still waiting for you. The elite are absolutely panicking because they know you are about to slip out of their control forever. Secure your authentic access to the genius song immediately. Go to the pinned comment and click the specific link before they successfully scrub it from the internet entirely. Partner your physical obedience with this divine mandate right now. Your massive financial and spiritual breakthrough is waiting for you on the other side of that door. Subscribe to this sanctuary so you never miss the exact prophetic instruction heaven releases next. We are building an untouchable fortress for the chosen ones, and your specific frequency is deeply needed here. You are fiercely loved, you are divinely protected, and you are entirely victorious. Go forward and shine your blinding light.